This part of the Southwest is home of the 20 Mule Team. This is Boron, California. The borax mines. The old Death Valley days. I'm actually in Mojave, California. Right above me is this artwork of the 20 Mule Team. There's one of those wagons in Needles, California. I don't think those mules were quite as enthusiastic as the artwork shows. But this part of California, Mojave, California, is they're calling it a spaceport, but it's also home of some of these, well, that was the Voyager, I think it's called the Voyagers, can't recall, a long time ago, but they're also claiming fame to the big wide open area. We're gonna take a little bit of a cruise around and just get a look at it at this area. Mojave, California. Yeah, see, these wind turbines are pictured here as well. And I recall when I was hauling freight coming through this area, I always came through at night, but all these wind turbines out here. Looks like there's hundreds of them. All have a light, red light on top of them, and they all flash in kind of a synchronous. And that's what I recall seeing when I was hauling freight in this area. I'd see these things with all the red lights flashing out there. Oh, it's kind of, I knew it was a bunch of wind turbines, but I never saw it during the daylight. So we'll go out there and take a look around. Oh yeah. Now see, those wind turbines are known for... This is interesting. Historic Mojave caboose display. You know, I often wondered what it would be like put a caboose on the, what would you say, on a flatbed? I believe that's what they've done here, or at least a chassis of a semi. Yeah, birthplace of Voyager. See that sign right there? That's it. That's the yeah, this town of Mojave is called a spaceport as well, but I don't know that I doubt that it is. But see, there's the right across the street is an artist depiction of the Voyager, but it's got some interesting space planes here, but I believe they're all in the test phase, if at all. I think that's just a relic of the past. I don't believe this town is actually still doing any kind of space plane testing. We're gonna hang out here among these windmills and the Joshua trees for a little while. This one is a Joshua tree. There are several around in this area. They get thicker as you go up the hill. I went up the hill all the way to about that pass out there. It happens to be about 1,300 feet above this desert floor. It is the climb. It's supposed that I'm near San Bernardino. The offshore wind will blow over this mountain pass, and that's why they put so many windmills out here. Did you hear that one just kind of kick off a little bit or something? When those blades reach a certain speed, you can hear the motor engage. Normally the wind blows, I don't know about normally, but today the wind is very calm. But notice how that one's got oil running down the mast right there. My truck were leaking oil like that, I'd worry about it. There was a time when there was a time when I wanted to work on these things. I took a class. Well, I wouldn't say I really took a class. I was in an electronics class. My background is electronics technician, and I inquired about working on these things, but it never happened. Because I've, like that oil running down the mast right there, that one. I know these things are prone to failure. And it would have been, an interesting thing to do. See, the way that you access these, I guess you probably know, but there's a staircase right there, the base of every one of these towers. So you've got to climb up the middle. See, there's no external stairs. You climb up the middle and then enter the generator and all the electronics in there through the bottom. The wind is blowing from behind me right now. It's changed direction. It normally blows off through the mountain pass out there, and that's why they're all faced that way. But it's I guess it's real light and variable. I thought there was a wind vane at the top of these that would detect the wind change direction and it would spin around, but no, the wind is so light and variable, it's not really affecting these too much. Well, okay, we're gonna go look around this town. This is Mojave, California, calling it a spaceport, and we're gonna go around and look at some of the interesting things I found around this town. And right over here is a storage area for those windmills. There's the tower pieces, and then the blades. I know the way the wind whips out here, I was looking at those, watching these blades when the wind was blowing real hard. And yeah, it whips, and you can actually tell the way it flexes those blades. So it puts a lot of strain on them. A little further over to the west of town is a storage area. I don't know if this is a maintenance yard or it's a boneyard. I saw that they had one of these planes engines going the other day when I was riding around, and all it was doing was just sitting there, and he had it throttled up so it was blowing dust behind it. I thought maybe he's going to take it out on the runway or something and take off with it, but it didn't. He just shut it down after a while. This is I'm surprised I got beyond a fence here to even be in this area. And I'm a little bit surprised because I've never been able to get this close to these airplanes, except if I go around the far side out there. But that's a long ride around town. And I'm kind of thinking about taking this dirt road right here around over there. See, there's a control tower out there. I know there's a runway. And there, if I go around in this spaceport area, there's a whole bunch of signs that say no photography. So I don't know what I can get away with, but we'll go over there and look at some of what they've got on display. So see, there's little doubt this is a technology center. But it's questionable how much they're going to let me actually photograph. You can go around here and look around, but there are signs restricting what I can do with photography, but we'll go out here and give it a try. See, this is a little bit within the area of those of the maintenance yard or boneyard of these airliners. See, I was in here a couple of days ago and talking to some people who acted like they were with some kids. And they were apparently on they were teachers or something, possibly, and they were on some kind of a field trip. And so I asked if they were explainers and if they could tell me anything about this area, but it didn't seem that they really knew a lot, other than they were just, you know. So anyway, this is a little park or something right here, where that rocket is on display. And in here is a test. I'd say this is some kind of a test. The Mojave Transportation Foundation doing first powered for Spaceship 1, December 17, 2003. Whoop. Voyager, of course, we know about that. Fifth scale flying model Voyager was built and donated to the museum here. Original Voyager design hangs in the National Space Air Museum, Washington, D.C. Voyager and his crew, Dick Rutan and Gina Yeager. Wow, I didn't realize that. I wonder if that's Chuck Yeager fame. Took off from Edwards Air Force Base at 8:01 December 1986 and flew west 26th. I don't remember that, but yeah, wow, that's all the way around the planet. Voyager landed Edwards, so sure enough, this one went all the way around the world. First successful circumnavigation of the planet non-stop and non-refueled. So that's what that is. That's what that was. I had forgotten. You can dream it, you can do it. Yeah, there's the Voyager. Okay, and then this is a test craft test. What is this thing again? This is the Mojave Transportation celebrating. Spaceship One. Definitely a test. Okay, we're going to continue on with our little tour of the area. All right, just to the other side of this area here, spin around the other way, is the control tower we saw earlier. I know there's a runway over there, and you can see, okay, this is the Mojave Air and Spaceport. All right. Edwards Air Force Base is just about 30 miles to the west on California Highway 58. I've stopped here at this display. This jet was used by NASA's Flight Research Center, Edwards. That's California's a landing systems research aircraft. 93 to 94 to flight test space shuttle landing gear and braking systems. And then over here, I recognize that one, a F4, Vietnam era. You know, they've got one of these on display in Quartzsite, Arizona. Two of them, actually. But you can see by the way this thing is, it's got just one huge engine right through the middle of it. And you remove that engine and you can see right through the center of the thing. This is F4 Phantom 2. And then they've got another experimental. Yeah, this is one of those test flight. This is a test flight center. I can just imagine, you know, a guy's gonna get in this thing and supersonic jet trainer. Okay, aircraft used to train future test pilots and flight test engineers. The guy's gonna get in this and go, it isn't ready. And a lot of them, you know, crash landed out here. See out there the windmills, and This is the entrance, or one of the entrances, that is, to the Mojave Air and Spaceport.